I've been living with the Honda Civic Type R for the past 6 months. During this time, I've smashed it round a track.
It's absolutely epic.
Thrashed it on road.
It just doesn't struggle at all putting its power down.
Drag raced it against every car we could find.
I'm ahead of the Seat, Civic is first.
It's been awesome, but it's also sent me a bit mad. So here is my guide to the 10 things I hate about the Civic Type R.
Now, if you want to make this car's steering feel a bit more weighty and sharpen the throttle response, you have to press this +R button, but that also stiffens at the suspension to the point of it feeling like absolute torture, the way it bounces you about, even on a track. I mean, the only people who are going to ever press that +R button are people who want to self-flagellate, people who maybe are members of Opus Dei, because, yeah, pressing that, yeah, it's a bit like just going like this. Oh, I've been so bad. Ow! Ow! Oh no! Oh, my life! I'm enjoying it too much! Ow! Ow! One of the great things about the Civic are its fold-up magic seats, but with the Type R, they remove the mechanism which locks them up in place, apparently to save weight. But come on, guys, how much weight did you actually save? Probably no more than me going to the toilet before driving the car, which is actually a good idea in something this fast. Yeah, I think I'll be needing this. Now, some people will be embarrassed by the way this car looks, what with all its crazy aero and stuff, but I actually quite like it. What I find embarrassing is the horn. You see, this car's a little bit like Mike Tyson. It looks like it's gonna punch your head in, but the noise it makes just makes you want to laugh. I mean, listen to this. You have to be careful when buying a Civic Type R because the entry-level model doesn't come with some key kit as standard, such as a parcel shelf, which is a bit mean on something that costs £30,000. This GT model does have it as standard, but it's £32,300. So there we go, I've just devalued the car by £2,000. Unlike the normal Civic, the Type R doesn't have a rear windscreen wiper, so the back window gets all dirty and you can't see out of it, and the visibility at the back of the Civic anyway is pretty awful. And that's one of the reasons a member of our team claimed he managed to reverse his car into another car, and you can see a cutaway the damage he did now. Yeah, it's a little bit of a lame excuse if you ask me, because this car's got parking sensors. These alloys are just so easy to curb. They pretty much jump out at the curbs, and whenever you scratch them, which we've done badly on this wheel, I mean, it's a right old mess, it really stands out against the black paint. In fact, this is so rough, I could probably use it to, yeah, grate cheese. The infotainment system is an absolute pain to use. Now, I've been with this car for 6 months now, and yeah, I still haven't figured it out. I don't know about these menus up here that you control from the steering wheel either. I mean, you could argue that I should read the manual, but really? It's like the era of the smartphone. Things should be intuitive, especially if you have to operate them while you're driving. I mean, the menu system is just so confusing. I reckon it's been designed by a chimpanzee on acid. If you're the kind of person that likes to drive quickly, whatever the weather, yeah, I would probably get one of this car's all-wheel drive rivals, because, yeah, when it's damp, this thing just squirms around all over the place, a bit like a slippery eel covered in love lube. And if you dare to turn off the traction control and go into a bend too quick and it's wet and you lift off the throttle, then this thing will try and come round on you and essentially try to kill you. The Civic Type R has an insatiable appetite for front tyres, especially if you take it on track. But when you replace the rubber, do not get the standard fit Continentals. Get Michelin Cup 2s because they have more grip and feel. Previous naturally aspirated Type R engines used to sound epic, but this turbo, well, it just makes a load of turbo whooshy sounds. It's kind of like... It's kind of like a turkey with Tourette's, and I'll let you have a little montage now so you can see for yourself. Yeah, you sound like a bit of a rice pudding driving this thing.
Despite all these negatives, I would still highly recommend buying a Honda Civic Type R. You see, there's plenty of things to like about it to make up for all the shortcomings, and the following 10 reasons are why I'll miss the Civic Type R dearly.
If you like track days, this is the car for you. You know, I've taken it on track loads. And well, it'll run rings around a Volkswagen Golf R or a Ford Focus RS on a circuit. I mean, it's just so easy to drive quickly as well. I mean, you can have a right old laugh as you lap supercars in your hugely reliable and practical Civic. I like being in a bucket. I'm actually not talking about this, obviously, because that's just a little bit weird. I'm talking about the bucket seats, and you get them as standard with the Civic Type R, and like with rivals, where you have to pay extra for them. And you know what? They fit your body perfectly, they grip you well, and they're comfy. Plus, you sit nice and low in them, unlike with a certain hot hatch rival where the sports seats seem to be too high, almost like you're in an MPV. Ford Focus RS. The manual gearbox in this car is one of the best in any car ever made in the history of the world. It's just so lovely. I mean, you just end up shifting for the sheer hell of it. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just so intimate. In fact, maybe I should, yeah, it's probably wise to do this. Because after all, you know, it's best to stay safe, isn't it? Oh, that feels weird. Oh, I think that was a joke too far. This is a fun car that's also hugely practical. It's got an absolutely massive boot and it's been really useful for us carrying all our filming equipment about the place. I like the fact that you can lower the floor like that. It's dead easy to do. And then climb into the back, and our cameramen have actually used it as somewhere to film out the back of. The only problem is though, we propped up the struts with some tape and the heavy weight of the boot caused them to break a little bit, so we had to get one replaced. The brakes on this car are absolutely mighty, and the pedal's got a great feel to it as well, so it's really easy to modulate the pressure. You just got to be careful if you're doing emergency stop, because it's a bit like driving into a wall, so just ensure that everyone's strapped in. Oh dear. I really like the car's brave styling. It's no shrinking violet. It's not trying to please everybody. It is what it is. You know, if this was a person, it'd be Donald Trump. It's bold, it's brash, and it's not too bothered about making things up just to get your attention, such as, well, these vents, they're a lie. But I don't care. Still gets my vote. The front end on this car is absolutely brilliant. In the dry, the limited slip differential can just put down all the 310 horsepower, no problem at all. Well, you can actually feel it just like clawing at the tarmac, and I think this thing can actually exit corners on a track faster than all-wheel drive rivals. I mean, it does help that it's about 100 kilograms lighter because it doesn't have to carry around all that all-wheel drive gubbins. And then there's the steering as well. For a modern car, it doesn't get much better than this. Unlike some of the hot hatches, the Civic Type R feels noticeably more special inside than the normal car on which it's based. I mean, there's absolutely loads of sporty tidbits about the place, such as these, that, these, this, those, that, this, and this. Though it does help if you like red. For a turbocharged car, this VTEC engine, yeah, I mean, it absolutely loves to rev, and there is no excuse for fluffing it upshift because you've got some shift lights right in front of your eyes, and it does absolutely fly, this car. 0 to 60, 5.7 seconds, top speed of 168 miles an hour, and yeah, if you're kind of pootling along at low revs and you put your foot down, there is some turbo lag, but that kind of adds to the car's character. In fact, the engine is a bit like Jeremy Clarkson. It's flawed, but entertaining. During my 6 months with the Type R, I think the thing that I've loved most about it is how, while it's reasonably easy to live with, it's so much fun to drive. It's the kind of car that you just want to take the long route home just to spend more time behind the wheel, though to be fair, the sat-nav will inadvertently do that for you by choosing some pretty dodgy routes. I mean, I've even taken this car out just for the sheer hell of it, just to drive it. I mean, how many hatchbacks do you do that with these days? Yeah, I'm going to miss this Type R. It's been good. It's been good. But now you've got to find a new home, I'm afraid. I'm going to miss you. Bye. See ya. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh. Okay, bye. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it and click on the CarWow logo to subscribe, or click on the video windows to watch some more of our videos.